So we can start with creating the BAQ reports. And then again, I always like to start with just what a BAQ itself is. So a BAQ is going to be a business activity query. It's essentially Epicor's built-in tool for querying data in the system without you needing to know any SQL. So it's the no-code application that we love to use. And then the BAQ reports are built using BAQs as that data source. So it's just saying that that's where we're pulling that data from to present queried data into a report-friendly format. So the reports are still going to look like your basic reports, that standard report that you can customize them to however you'd like. So the report is going to look however you would like, essentially, but the only thing that makes it special is that your BAQ is now your data source instead of a query or instead of other tables and stuff like that from, like the canned reports pull from that we have in Epicor. The BAQs allow users to extract data from one or more related tables, apply filters, joins, and sortings, and you can output that data through, again, this customizable report, like I said, where you can design it in Report Designer. And BAQ reports are often used for operational reporting, such as inventory reports, sales analysis, job tracking, or financial summaries. Honestly, it could be created for anything that you can come up with, as long as you can, again, create it with a BAQ. So when we're going to first create a BAQ report, you're going to open the BAQ report designer. And this is what that page looks like. So this is the one I already created. This is what it looks like when it fills in. But obviously, like if it wasn't filled in, when you would open this application, you would come and you would press the new button on the upper right corner, and then you would fill in all of the details. And I'm going to actually go over like the detail section, the report selection options. I'm going to go over all these sections next, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like when you first open that. That's the first step to creating this. So in our detail section here, it's basically like the same detail section you get in a bunch of other applications, where you're just going to put in your report ID, which is whatever you want to name your report. And that actually automatically becomes the name of the SSRS report. That's usually when you first fill this out, you fill it out here, but then this is always grayed out because it's always going to correlate to whatever you named it. So you can't change this, I don't believe. So again, just whatever name you would like to put in for that. And then we have the description. That is, again, whatever you would like for that. I haven't noticed that that comes up anywhere besides like if you're searching for it, as the description comes up when you're searching for other stuff, it comes up. But I did notice that the form title actually does show up on the report itself, which you'll see. I have this form title called BAQ report creation, and when I show you the report, you'll see it. That's just whatever you would like. And then the BAQ ID is going to be the BAQ that you built for this. This is the next section that was under that detail section. We have the report selection options, which allows you to add user-defined parameters. This is all going to make sense once I show you where this pops up, because this is just like where you can allow the user, or you like prompt the user to like choose a parameter and stuff, which happens when you're going to preview the application. So I'm just going to show you, I'm just going to explain first what you're allowed to add to that, and then it'll make sense when we can see it, because I was a little confused at first when I was also figuring this out. But basically, if you wanted to add parameters, like in this example here, I chose the DMR number as one of the parameters I wanted the user to be able to input. The fields are a little self-explanatory, I believe. It's just, you know, the field name, the label, you're allowed to change that, the compare operator, in case you want to set a default value to that, or you don't have to set a default value because, again, the user can input a number into that. And then, you just specify the data types, and you can just choose the display order. So if you have multiple parameters you want the user to be able to like choose, or if you have multiple parameters you want to already have set on the report, then you can choose the order of that on the right side. And again, this is all going to be stuff that you can already do in the BAQ itself. But like if you just have a general BAQ and you just want to break it down, like have more filters and parameters, this is just another place that you're allowed to do that, which is pretty cool because you can also add the filters as well. So that was the parameter, and this is going to be the filters, which limits the records on the report output. So you can select fields from the BAQ to filter based on that related data. So in this case, I want the user to be able to filter based on a specific vendor ID. So if they only want one vendor, or if they want to choose only a handful of specific vendors, so they're not running that report on every single vendor. And then you can change that filter label and tab label as needed. If you didn't want it to say supplier ID, you can just change it to vendor ID or whatever you like. And then on the bottom, we had the sort options and sort fields. The sort options, we see that I made vendor ID and DMR num, comma, vendor num. So these are just going to be like text fields. And essentially what this is going to let you do is create a drop down, which allows you to sort your data before the report is run. So if you wanted it sort ascending by the vendor ID and then the vendor num, I created this. I wrote vendor ID up top, and that's going to be the label that shows on my dropdown. And then the sort field is what's actually going to be doing, like what it's actually going to be sorting by, if that makes sense. So again, I think it'll make more sense when I show you the next slide. But this is going to be just like the title of that, or the little like what you see first, but this is what it's actually going to be sorting, because DMR num and then vendor num, if I had, when I press this one, sorry, my fields would be DMR num up here and then vendor num, and I would have the order as, 1, 2, or 1, 3 if I wanted to sort my report by different things. And in order to see where all of this comes into play, we're going to go to that right upper corner, and we're going to press preview application. But before I get into that, we can just look at the other options we have in the BAQ report designer. So this is where you can download your SSRS report or upload one. This is where you can see your report history once you begin making edits or changes to it. Let's say you make a mistake, or you just like one version more. This is actually pretty cool because you're allowed to, backtrack or see the other versions of it that you had. This is where you can import the BAQ reports and all this other fun stuff. And then this is where I said everything comes into play. So this looks pretty similar to a bunch of other, like I would say, print slide outs that pop up when you're in different applications. So this is where that options section comes into play. Basically, like I said, it allows you to filter, or it gives you the parameter of the DMR num, and you're allowed to put in different values here, or again, keep that 20. And then this is where that other filter comes from. This allows you to choose from all of the vendor IDs that you have in your system. And again, this looks very similar to the other reporting tabs that we have. And then on the bottom, this is that drop down I was talking about. So again, the name on the sort options is what pops up here. But then the sort field is what's actually going to be happening in the background. Like that's actual sorting that's going to be happening. After we added all those filters and parameters, if you wanted to preview the report, that would be here. But I'm going to show you. When I first press print preview here, there's not going to be anything on the report besides a blank report, because we haven't added any of the fields or anything. This is just what pops up first, but then after you have it set up in the report designer, you can download that SSRS report from that from the three little dots up on the right upper corner, like I showed you, and use the download SSRS report, and then open that in Report Builder. You're able to customize it there. And I'm actually going to be doing a lunch and learn on report designing. So I didn't go over that today. So this is what it looks like when it's open in the Report Builder. And then it comes with all of the labels, the data source is set to the BAQ report and everything. And then what I was doing is I was able to just drag some fields out, and I was messing around with it. But essentially you have to create the report as well. There is a wizard. I did see on Epicor's documentation, they do have documentation on creating the report through a wizard, but I didn't do that. I personally like manually creating it, because then you can have it look how you want it to look. But if you're just looking for a faster way to just populate all the fields up there, can use that wizard. Oh, I did have that picture, sorry. But yeah, that's what it looks like. And it shows you everything on the side. So now after you have your BAQ report, you can do two things with it. You can make it a menu item, which I will be talking about now, and you can make it a report style. But first, we're going to talk about making it a menu item. I would say it's the easier way because you do not need to create an RDD for this. I'm going to be talking more about RDDs after this, but I would say if you're not comfortable already with RDDs, I would just make it a menu item. If you're just looking for a simpler solution or a simpler way to just have the BAQ report and ready, because it was a little bit confusing trying to understand how the RDD and BAQ report was like all connected. So this is definitely the easier way to just be able to print your BAQ report. And here are the instructions. You just, go to the menu maintenance, you set up, you look for where you want it, and then you set it up by selecting Kinetic App and then importing that RDL into here, and it would show up as a menu item where it would just allow you to print it from there. I won't go too in depth into that. Now we can talk about adding the BAQ reports as a report style. So when you're in Epicor and you're printing something, if you remember on the previous picture, when you're printing, you usually have a little drop down that allows you to pick a report style. And it just allows you to either choose like the standard canned one that Epicor already comes with, or any of your customized report styles. So technically the BAQ report would be a customized one because as you saw when I pulled it up in the report builder, it was blank. So you would have to customize it yourself, and it's, not the canned one. So we would have to make a different report style for that. And again, these are the instructions on how to do that. So you would just, again, start with that BAQ that you built. You would create this RDD. And again, Erin's going to go over into more RDD specific things next week. But the only thing that I saw that was different than a regular RDD that I've seen from like the canned reports was that you have to choose your BAQs as a data source, but you're still allowed to define the criteria sets and then put default filters on it, and then, make the same relationships between tables and all that other stuff. And then the reason you need this is because you can't create a report style without an RDD, because when you create the report style, it requires you to put one in. And then the same thing as the previous slide, you add the main menu, and then you're able to test the report and preview all that. I can get into a little bit about what an RDD is. So RDD stands for the Report Data Definition, and it's essentially the configuration layer in the Epicor ERP that defines what data source that report is going to be pulling from. So again, the BAQ or the database tables, and then how these sources are related or linked, because you're able to add multiple BAQs, and or if you're just working with the database tables, you're able to link those as well and create those relationships. You can choose which fields are available for reporting. So let's say your BAQ, you just had all of the fields on there, but you only want this report to show a handful of them. Then you can choose to exclude or include certain fields. And the RDD acts as a bridge between the data and the report layout. So this is what that RDD looks like. I did notice for once I created the BAQ report in the report designer, the RDD was already created. Data source wasn't set, but this basic information was already created. So I just went into report data definition, and on the I searched up CBI, and then this popped up. So it doesn't have the data source, which I have to manually add, but it did create a blank RDD essentially when I created my BAQ in the report designer. You can create relationships between your tables, you can control the report labels, and this is all gonna be populated when you add the data sources, and you can add multiple data sources here. And I actually thought that was cool because, for example, with this with these queries, it was easier for me to separate them into two queries because If I had it in one, I had to do like all these subqueries and it was just getting a little complicated. So being able to have that relationship here just made it easier to have all the data and, pulled out into one report because I already had these BAQs built and I didn't want to, rewrite them in the in a SQL query and all that. So I thought that was pretty cool. And unfortunately, I can't go more into depth into this because if not, I'm going to be talking about the exact same thing that Erin is going to be talking about next week. That's all I have for today. But if you want to learn more, we have a BAQ playlist on our YouTube, which goes through all of the things related to building BAQs. If you have questions on how to even build them before you get started making them into reports, random like report video we had was just mastering financial report designer in Epicor. And then SSRS tips and tricks, which is useful because the BAQ reports basically come up blank. So if you want to learn how to customize it, we do have that video where Fred goes over how to use SSRS Report Builder, and he goes over like a few tips and tricks on how to use it.